Hello, and welcome. This is Joanna with Jewel Design to a little Saturday morning crafting. We are back with our autumn booklet project, right? We took our envelopes, we took it and inked and covered and all this jazz. And I thought before I got any farther, I did some sewing work to make the pockets a little smaller, because they're a little big, and a stopping point, so in case things slide through, and there's another layer to what we're doing. So I, though, of course, thought about this after we did all this decorating work, right? We did all this decorating work to this stuff. I know, sorry, it wants to focus on the weirdest things, but this won't last forever. Anyway, so I realized I can't really sew over all of this, so we're going to start in the corner, or end in the corner here, and get the feel for the most part like everything else, but it'll be a little different because we won't have the sewing on the front bottom, but I could not sew it, right? So here we go. I'm just doing a nice straight thing. I am going to weave it a little bit in and out, so it's not a perfectly straight ordeal. I do like some, personality. But instead of, around our ephemera, around our book covers, whatever, this is our main page, so why not, right? Okay, ladies. Now I'm just going a smidge into the tape area because, oops, let's not do that. Because we do know that we're putting hole punches in here, so I don't want to get too far, and I don't want to take a chance of hole punching right through something, which would be bad, right? I did notice that doesn't go all the way over. Anyway, okay, hold on. That's right, I thought I saw something. Okay, let me get down where I need to be. I'm just going to do a smidge of I hate when I do that. Forget to put the foot down because I'm so excited. Yeah, let's try that. Gonna be a mess probably. And I'm just going a smidge into our... Whoa, hopefully I did not just sew that in. Wouldn't that be bad? Hold on. I forgot about that. Make sure. There we go. I'm like, let's get that up. And I'm just going to cut it there. Never mind. And I can glue it if it wants to come undone. Oh, well, that's all I need to do is like sew in my ephemera. Wouldn't that be bad? Okay, so that is that. I'm going to move all this. I hope you're all doing really, really well. This is where I was at, and I was like, oh, I better turn on my video before I forget and get too far into the project, because that would be bad, right? I get into the project, get going, and then be like, oh, I didn't record any of that. One of those films, I forgot to record the process, and you see beginning, you see end, and nothing in between. Okay, so yeah, I wanted to, hold on, we'll go here, whoo, my mess, and we're going to go up. And we're going to situate and see. I think I'm going to go back a little bit. Sorry for my shirt. Lately I've been a little far out, and I noticed there's been a very weird angle when you guys are seeing like way up here. Lately, I don't know what the deal is with that, so sorry. Alright, that's about neutral. Okay. So, and again, I always worry that, yeah, make sure I'm up at full capacity. There we go. Okay. So I meant to do it. I think I had the thought process and then realized after the fact, like, yeah, we started decorating. I'm like, oh no. And, see, I cut it and I think it already came out. Huh. Interesting. Well, there's some dots in it. It's all right. It's character. So I thought it would help a little bit bring down the size of the pocket because I have to make these really long journal cards. I'm thinking about making them out of file folders where we can take the tab section, help us stick out and decorate it so it sticks out. Because I did decide in the end to not leave the flap over the top. I wanted very easily, so you guys know, when you get it, that this section, or the top, in this case this is the top section, or whether, or whether it be a side section, was easily writable. There wasn't anything in the way. And I haven't decided what to do with the cover yet. So I didn't know what kind of fabric I was putting in place. I just didn't know what we were going for. So I didn't want to like hinder it because we don't have the flaps on the front like Lorette did. Lorette's had the flaps on the front. They were very decorative. They went really beautifully with the covers. So we'd open it up, pull something out, and you'd flip it over and she'd have something in another pocket, or she'd have a belly band or whatever on the back side for more ephemera, right? So I sort of flipped that around. So I didn't go the same direction. So I decided in the end to not worry about the flap. Like, nope, we're gonna leave it open. We'll put a heavier journal card in it. We'll make sure the journal card either is a tag, so we have that upper tab like feel up here, or it'll be file folders, and I will use the tabs on the file folders that will decorate front and back, so you see something sticking out here on the edge of the book. So I think that's how we're gonna do it. So here's our front one, which is going to be a, also this is gonna be our, oops, it fell out, didn't it? No, it didn't. This is going to be this one. So like the one we did last time, we're going to work on this one, I think, today. And we're going to put some lace underneath the paper instead of over it. So underneath the paper here, over the flap here. And we have all these goodies to tuck in and decorate with. Which I knew I forgot to cut something. And then the second page is going to have a horizontal pocket, which I'm super stoked about. We're going to work on one of those today. This one we worked on last week. Or not last week. Feels like that already. Earlier in the week. There we go. We did this guy. I started working on it. Now this is technically a dual-sided journal card. It's an itty-bitty one. And you could simply glue it, stick it down, and you would have a nice thick double-sided journal card, or itty-bitty mini journal card, without any worry. This one I happen though already to print on the back and with a bunch of other stuff, and so I figured I'm going to leave it open. I am not actually going to close it up since I happen to have printed a light color. It's hard to tell, I know, but it is not white. And what we're going to do is it's going to go up here. Isn't it adorable? It's going to go here, and we're going to put a little something on here so you can see it and possibly grab it and pull it out. So I think I'm actually going to put it on the bottom one since that's what seems to get caught. And we're going to put a little tab on the bottom like we did here. See, I put a little tab here so you know to maybe grab it and flip it up. We have this here. I took the top of one of the pages that had the butterfly on it, and you have this folded piece of paper to write on. Easy and pretty. I love that it's a little bit of blue with this orange. It fits beautifully right in between the two sticky pads, and it tucks in here. So you can pull it out. You have all this to write on. You have this to write on. You fold it up, you sort of tuck it in all hidden, or you can put it back up here. But we have our library card here in a lovely color, a lot of writing space. I did corner just the tops to give it a better, I don't know, just a little bit more oomph and a different shape to what's in the back. And then we have this guy. So it says family up here. I'm getting up too high. Brilliant here. And we have this little guy. So this little one needs some kind of thing. What do we want to use that we feel is going to hold? That may not hold. I have paper everywhere. Oh my goodness. So hopefully you saw this video, of course, the starting of this back on, what day was it? It'd be upside down. Does it fit though? Oh, it does. It'd be upside down though. I was like, well, it'd be cute, but no matter what we did, we never turn it around. Because this is sort of a vertical card, which is great. Pops open to write on. So that is upside down. It never really turns on its side in any way. It's like, oh, it's an autumn dictionary piece tab, which is really cute. If it was on the bottom of it, it would be cute on the inside. The word autumn could be on the inside for decorative purposes, but it doesn't help me for my tab issue. It's not helping on the tab issue, though I could put a word half on, half off, and that would be your tab. Blue, orange, let's see, we got autumn, we got foliage. Vintage, lots of pumpkins, right? We have a teal pumpkin that's rather pretty. Let's try that. Word labels are a lot of fun because, well, they decorate, they tab, I think word labels are a lot of fun to use, and probably lots of different ways, whether it's in a cluster or whether it's simple decoration. Just something, right? In this case, I'm going to try to make it a tab. I'm not perfectly cutting around it. I'm leaving a little white to make it a little whiter, and so I can ink it a little bit. And it will do what I needed to do, I think. And add a little green to the white. I'm hoping this is going to be enough. It's on cardstock, but it's little. It is little. But yeah, so anyway, we started this project on Thursday? Jeez, Thursday already. Hopefully you guys chimed in last night. If not, go look. I guess I could bring it up here in the top corner here. I could try to put it up here. To the reveal of the new Christmas kit that I've got. Hopefully you got to see that. Yeah, so it's sort of a busy week, right? We've had a couple videos. This will be my third video, not including the reveal. So it's sort of nice. I'm like, yay, after 2 weeks. I am so sorry. I did not realize I'd gone 2 weeks without a video, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't until I was doing something and one of my subbies was like, oh my gosh, I'm starting to worry. We hadn't seen you. We hadn't seen your mom. And I was like, what? I'm like, well, it's not been that long. And I went to go check my numbers and do my, like, tracking. And I was like, oh, it's been 2 weeks. My bad. I had done a short or two, but I hadn't actually done any videos for you guys. I am so sorry. That was my bad. But it was sort of, I think when I was supposed to do more videos, I had other things we had to deal with. But I did create the new digital in the process. I just couldn't get on the camera, so it is what it is, right? So anyway, I'm back. I'm gonna try to keep going here as we go fall and Christmas and work on projects, and I'll try to get a few neutral things in there too if I can. It's hard. We all want to do fun fall stuff or fun Christmas stuff, depending. It's probably be my last fall thing though. I don't have any more kits that I have printed. All my kits are now used up, I believe. This was the last of it. Everything else is just a page here and there, maybe. This was the last of the big pieces that I had left. I had the 4 pages and the ephemera for, so I don't see me, you know, it's bad enough I may have to print a page here or there to, well, that's not what I meant to use, to get this one finished, but I gotta decide what to print to make the journal cards to go inside here. Well, even if I use the file folders, I do need to do some kind of paper to cover those file folders. So I was hoping we'd see the word pumpkin a little bit more, but let's see if this is gonna work, or I'm gonna have to, even that, I mean, that's tight. It just is. All right, let's put some lace behind it across the bottom here, because that's just not going to work. It's not gonna hold, like, it's not, there's not enough. But I don't want it too thick, because it is going to get weird in that corner. Am I going to go for the same, I may go for the exact same type of tab that I have up here. I don't know if I have anything else. I'm looking to see if I have any itty bitty pieces of something that I could use. Sometimes I have edges of pieces, but it doesn't look like it. It's a black and white, but that would be sort of far-fetched. It's more fabric than, oh, shoot. Well, I can't take that right now. She's just going to have to leave me a message. Okay. I'm like, of course you're calling to confirm an appointment for tomorrow, and if I do it, then I have to start over. And lately, I've not been able to get anything to do what I wanted to do. So, that's just not going to be thick enough. It's really not. It's not going to, hold. I need something that's going to, I know for sure, going to hold up, and we can grab a hold of it. I need to know that it's going to hold. So, where is it? Sorry, I'm looking for our ever trusty, yeah, gotta love our crochet lace. Just gotta love it. So we are going to use it. It'll help keep it a little bit more put together. And I have to, okay, hold on. And I could leave it at an angle. That'd be sort of nice. Let's do this. A little bit of an angle. And if I want, fold it in half, meet up one of the 2 edges, probably the uppermost edge, and then match the angles, because I know I did not cut those the same. So there we go. We can do that. So we give it sort of a tab-like feel. Just trying to get the bubbles out of this one so I can get it out. We'll glue here. We'll glue across the word. Best laid plans, right? I just want something in here. Oh, we're gonna have to cut that a little bit more. Something to really give it a tab so you know to grab for it. You know that there's something in there, and hopefully maybe with the extra, slightly extra width, it's not gonna hide. It's not gonna fall in there and never come out again, which would be my worry, because it is shorter than the pocket. All right, so we have a little lace in the back, a little lace here. There's something here. We know there's something underneath, which is cute. This is pumpkins. And we're going to tuck it in there just enough where hopefully it'll help us grab it. I really do feel like there needs to be a bigger hole punch, but I don't think I'd get it in there now. I would probably rip it, trying to, and it'd come right off our thing. As it is struggling already to stay put. We're noticing more and more things lately are ripping at the slightest thing, and no matter how hard we try, reinforcements are not working. So we'll see. Okay, so there's that. Makes it a little thicker. So we got 1, 2, and 3 tucked in, ready to go. We just have the big one to go. So 1 down, right? Ta-da, there we go. So we have 3 other pages. So this one's pretty straightforward. It really is just finding the right lace to decorate here, decorate underneath. We're gonna layer these two very similar to how we did the orange one. A little offset though. So we're going to do the yellow in here. What's left over is going to go a little higher, right? And then this is going to have sort of the same thing. We're going to maybe offset it. I may either leave it straight on, or again, we're going to cut it and have it overlap. So we're going to have it sort of play to look like it's tucked in or a continuation on, but really it's going to be open in the back. So I want to decorate that with the lace. We're going to fussy cut this and put it over the top. I don't know if I'm going to have it stick out or whether I cut it off and we're going to glue it down somewhere else like we did with the other piece. So sort of a similar, we're going to have 2 that have the side pockets and lace or you know, burlap lace, burlap or lace trim, and some pieces in some kind of a pocket here. Those are very similar, okay? The other 2 though, that I'm all excited about. This is our front cover. That would be our 3rd cover. The other 2, the 2nd and 4th one, we decided to take the bubbles, instead of having them across the top and writing here and blocking here, we flip it around so it's lighter on the top to write on, and we would cover all the way across the bottom because we knew that the paper wasn't holding. So when I was looking for new ways to make pockets, I was like, gosh, do I really want to do another lace? Do I have the right lace? Do I have, you know, what do I want to do? I came across the scalloped coffee sleeve covers, coffee sleeves, corrugated, from I think last year. I don't know, it was it could have been Valentine's. I don't think it was Christmas. I think it was during Valentine's. And a friend of mine saved them and got me both, gave me 2 of them. So I have 2. I'm so stoked. I know I make altered coffee sleeves. I've done St. Patrick's Day, I've done Easter, and I did a St. Patrick's Day one and an Easter one, and I made one, I put one in the shop, each of them in the shop, and I made one for my girlfriend. She bought them for me. She was like, I want some. And I saw the Easter one. The St. Patrick's Day one, I believe, sold. Or, I don't know. Or I made myself one. That's right. I made them for me. I put the Easter one in the shop. She bought an Easter, and then she bought an Easter one on top of it. She wanted a St. Patrick's Day one to match mine. And then I made a St. Patrick's Day dangle, which finally sold. That's right. So anyway, I like doing, some fun stuff. And I love using the coffee sleeves as a pocket, as a journal card sleeve or journal tag sleeve, papers, whatever. But I like doing them to where, you glue them down, you still tuck something in behind it, and then these are clasped. You open it up, and you can pull stuff out, write on it. Usually I flip it around to where you can write on the flat version. But yeah, I've played with them a number of times, and so I love them. You can open them up and tuck stuff in and all that jazz. That's me personally. It's fun. Slide pocket, slide band, whatever you want to do. But today, as you saw, I just inked. Minus this is the only bummer, which I think we'll make sure we really cover. I thought this would be a really cool pocket. Now I know it's open on the bottom, and I may leave it if we glue parts of the section down. I'm hoping, I've got to see, if we go, let it go to the bottom, we do it here. I was wondering if we glued it just right, tight enough, would it slide all the way through? I was sort of hoping to be able to see it, but if we can't, we can't. I'm all right with it. I wanted to hide it, but not perfectly. So maybe we'll drop it enough down where, no, you can't see this, but you just see a little bit of this. You don't see the thing, but you can't tell that this doesn't go all the way down. We'll trim off where we have to, but we will glue it. And we have this ruffled pocket, which is beautiful for a nice long journal card to be tucked into, right? Uses up the space. You have all the space up here to write in, all this to write in when you take this out, because our panels aren't going to, our envelope booklet pages aren't going to be just pretty. We're going to be able to make sure we can use them. I think we should be able to do some memory keeping on them, right? And we'll do it that way. So I'm going to get a little bit more orange down here, or at least maybe a rounded version of it. So maybe it's an extension of the dots up above. Let's see. There we go. I like that. That works. You just sort of guess at it, right? So we'll do that. Now, fun part would be with these is we can do all kinds of things. And you can continue to, which will brush some orange over the ribs, the ridges, ribs, whatever you want to call it, of this. Oh, someone just bought 5 items off my digitals. Woohoo! I'm also someone just bought digitals. Woohoo! I think we'll do the orange rib across the ribs for color. I think we're going to do some of this one. I love this. This is one of our, like, it's not peach, but it is a cream. It's a gorgeous floral. I know this isn't floral, but there are flowers in our digital. We can do this. Then we can do something like, I lost it. There we go. So maybe hide some more of that. We have a pumpkin. We have an orange cutout. That orange cutout can be one of two things. I can make it look like a bow, right? By putting it on each side of it, make it more like a bow tie with this, right? To hide some of that black. But things like this. And we can add some stickle, good Lord, to this to give it some ribbing, some lines in it. We can cluster. I mean, we can do any number of things. So, and then I have a thicker lace I don't know about. I think it's going to be too thick for it. I think we'll stick to this. We'll just decorate them differently. I have, this kind of stuff. So they'll be similar but different. Because, like, we have framework. We have cutout. We have this. We have a nice long piece of orange cutout. Me and my strips, which I cannot get with my nails right now. How rude. We can do more like this across the lace and stuff in the middle. Like, we can get geometric, we can get pumpkin, we can get layered. Sounds funny. But we're going to decorate these up. So I think these will be fun. And I think we're going to decorate as we go. So once it's cut, we know where to go with it. I'm not going to try to decorate it and then put it down and find out we didn't put it in the right spot. Because that would just be so sad, right? So first off, I'm going to get second off, third off, fourth off. I don't know. Let's get a soft brush. They're makeup brushes, I believe, but they work so well within our things, right? So I want to just carefully, I want to go across it, and I'm going to let it hit where it hits. I am not going to worry. Let it offset, let it off cue, like we would anything else. No, we're not probably keeping this end, which is sort of damaged, which is okay. I can go up and down, get more. Really, you probably won't notice it until you're actually looking at it. Plus, I know we're putting stuff over it, so we might not even notice it. But I thought a little extra color or, hold on, I need paper. I don't want to transfer too much orange into my distressed. There we go. Maybe. I'm like, I can still see the oxide, and it will help it stick. Don't get me wrong. Isn't this funny? Oh my gosh, these are the pumpkins. My Photoshop normally I play with all the time, and for some reason the settings changed, and it said let Photoshop pick the color scheme, pick the coloring management. And for some reason it picked up the dark shadow and like laid it over everything. Very goth, very grungy right now. It'll be fun in something, who knows what. But I was like, what happened? So I went back and I saw the setting and I went, huh. So I went back and let printer manage the color management out of Photoshop, and I got my normal colors, as you see. And I was like, okay, I'm not sure what happened. Not sure why that reset itself. I know it's a couple things from both my phone and my computer lately has had some tweaking. Not sure what's up with that. I'm like, no one said you could tweak that. No one said you could move that. Of course, I have both my girls using the extra licenses that I have in a lot of my programs. So I'm hoping there's not some connection where I thought we were all disconnected from each other or had enough of our own accounts that, what I do and what they do aren't affecting each other. I was like, no, do not mess with my programs. Okay, so there's that. Hopefully, the world has been texting me and emailing, and I'm like, oh, it comes across my Fitbit, so we're still recording, so that's good. We can see. Okay, so I think, when I say that, I want to, for the most part, Now my only worry is way over here, and I'm wondering if I need to cut it short so that it does not interfere with the hole punch. Because if I put 2 holes, I'm either gonna be right on the edge or I'm definitely gonna be in here, and that might be really, really tough to get through. Or if I do the brads, grommets, it's not gonna go through here. So, but I do want this slightly centered. So what we're gonna do is, yeah, we'll stick to here. We're gonna glue according to here and here. And go right across our, sort of our stitch work here as our guide, and kind of come up short here, because we know that we don't want to interfere with the opening, and we don't want to see all of this. So we're gonna do this. Cross our fingers. I probably have to add more, but I need a starting point. And we're going to make sure, looks center-ish, because remember, we are stopping here. This is sort of our spine in a way. It's that spine to the thing because it is different. It's the same on every page, and we are trying to work it. So what I'm going to do is try to fold this back a little bit, maybe, and see if we can cut it. Now, I don't know whether I'm going to cut it through and then X-Acto a little bit, because I don't think I can get in there at the right angle with my scissors. It is the downside, but let's see which one. Okay, so it looks like I could probably just go along this one rib very carefully. You don't want to cut into the book. Oh, hold on, let me get mine. I don't know why, but I like putting my ruler under things. Oh, it came up. Okay, well, yeah, glitter glue is, for something that dries so fast, it definitely has some issues. If you're not careful, whatever you're working on will come right up. Ugh, there we go. Okay, so we cut that up short so that maybe one of those days. I am not taking chances with the, might need my fabric tack, but I'm hoping, since it is technically paper on paper, even though it's sitting on top of stitch work. Let me see something here. There we go. Just letting my mom know I'm filming. I have luckily a default. I put a default on my Fitbit. So if someone calls me, that isn't, emergency or whatever, calls me and says, starts chatting with me, I can say, hey, I'm filming at the moment. I'll get back to you. Now, those who know what I'm up to know what that means. Those who have no clue that I do videos, of course, is going to look at me really funny. I think I did that to one of my daughter's friends the other day. I was like, I'm filming. We'll have to get back to you. And they're like, okay. Like, I don't know what that means. It's like, well, it means I can't talk right this second. And your text message was not like, oh my God, I'm dying. I am not bleeding to death, so I have to sort of wait, guys. There's always somebody like, can I get a ride? Or like, well, I love you, but I'm busy. And when I pick up my daughter, I will be more than happy to grab you. Jeez. All right. But see, look, now we have these. Now, these are going to be fun because I love corrugation. Corrugated stuff is sort of fun, and it's great for clustering. So we will have to use it somewhere. So it's not as straight as I was hoping, because, of course, I don't cut straight. And that's glued down. Nothing I can do about it. All right, well, that is what it is. Perfectly imperfect, right? Now, what I could do, no, we did, I was wondering, could I cut that down to match? I'm going to fussy this a little bit, and we're going to just cut all the way down as if I did it on purpose. Need the orange, and we're going to just make it one, slit straight down. It's going to look very, I think when I'm done with all of it, I think it'll be okay. Oops, that's not, I'm like putting the wrong pad on the wrong thing. Okay, so there's that. That's, needs a little more TLC, but let me cut the bottom off, and then I can reinforce whatever glue I need to reinforce. But I just thought it'd be a fun way to make a pocket. We do lace all the time, we do paper, we fold up the bottom of the file folders and make pockets. I mean, we We use what we have at our fingertips, right? Ooh, these are sort of fun. I love little shapes like this. I can't help it. I will add it to the bottom of, like, I will turn it upside down. The cluster will be on top. You can put a word up here, a label up here. Gives you a little bit of an edge. Gives some movement. And you can use it. So, of course, the project's done. When the project's done, it gets thrown away if I don't use it. I'm like, oh, I will throw it away. I won't think twice. But I will. So there we go. So we have a little bit of a straight edge and we have a little bit of a ruffle. But we definitely have the ruffle across the top. And that is what's going to hold our pieces in place. And I think make for a very fun, unusual pocket that's different than usual, different than the norm. Like I said, we use lace, we use everything else. So I just thought, why not? It's actually pretty tight down here, even though I know I did. Oh, there it is. Like, I know I didn't put glue all the way down here, but I do want to make sure that we glue most of that down so that we know it's not going to have any issues. Now, we are glued across the seam here, so our stuff isn't going to go any farther than that seam if everything held up like it's supposed to. So, let's see how we're doing. So, this fits beautifully, snugly. So on this, because stars aren't always our favorite thing, this is going to definitely be our spot to decorate with lace pumpkins. I have another set of, ooh, and I love it on the green. So we could put some lace behind it, and we could do this, and it would be a fun, thing. We just have to decide which way we want, what we want, which way we want the pumpkin sticking out. I think these are a little more solid, a little less little. So I think we're going to go this way with it. We're going to cover the stars because they're not anything exciting on my end. We're going to put some lace behind it. It does say 2025 reading list. Maybe we'll put a little, like, half pumpkin here. But it is 2025. So it's not like we aren't using this during this fall season if we catch it right away, right? Sooner I can get this done and out to you guys, the sooner you can use it. So I do love this, especially with the colors. And I would just have to come up with something different for the next one. It is stars again, but this one, maybe we get a little bit, we have some, we have leftover dotted papers from the other side, so maybe we'll edge that over the stars on this one. Though there's nothing wrong with this one. We could, put your reading titles here. You could, for the fall season, put the books you read this fall, and whether, weighting them. So maybe we'll keep it this time. Maybe this one we'll keep, and we'll cover more the top here, and a little bit of the back, edges, or even behind it a little bit. So you could still write on it, but then we'll decorate the back that sticks up. Let's just still use the stars on this one. I don't mind the stars on the brown one. I mind the stars on the colored one. I don't know why. Though a rating system is always fun, right? So, okay, so we're getting there. Woohoo! I'll try not to chat or do too much. Okay, so I love the feel of this. It is definitely sort of helps blend with the, I don't know, I guess that's the right side, the way it's rolled. So we do have this in the shop. I think we always forget about it. I know. It was one of our favorites. This came out the same time as we did this one, I think. Or one other. I don't know. We had a couple back to back. We love this one. It goes really well. It's a nice 3 1/4 wide. Again, you can cut out elements of it. You can use it as a whole. It's a little softer than some, so it can be used as a short pocket. Lace pocket is great for their inside cover pockets. This is great for shorter ones. This is not quite as stiff as one of my grandmother's, but it's almost there. It's close enough. It is pretty darn close to being a nice stiff lace, or stiffer lace for shorter pockets, or a nice layer to a light pocket. It's great. So let's see, where do I want to cut this off? Haha. I say that and I'm like, do I wait? Yeah, probably. I'm like, I probably just should glue it on first. Yeah, let's get the edges for sure where we think we can glue it down enough. Because it is ridged, it might be a little harder than we'd expect to glue down, because we are trying to push it into these areas, which is okay. And I'm just going to try to go across here wherever it'll grab to help push it down. I mean, it could end up a second pocket. I really wanted to, but we are going to try to glue other things down onto it. So I know it's not going to the pocket won't stay up on its own, because we are going to decorate the top of this. So there we go. I love how it sort of lines up in some areas. All cool. Press down the edges here. Make sure it sticks. try to cut this as straight as well, not really straight, but along what I have there. But yeah, totally forgot about this one. I think we'll put this on both of them. I think. I don't know what I want to put on the other one. I could do orange, but that'd be real fun. I could put this across the next one if we wanted to go fancier on the next one with the brown. That might work nicely on it. We could I could edge it with the shears across the top to help keep that flying. So maybe we'll do that. Okay, it's so much glitter though. Oh, jeez. For a different feel. Since we're using slightly two different pockets on the other one, we might as well decorate these two. Same pocket, but slightly different things. But yeah, so we have this. I have to list it. I do that with the other one for you guys. I will list things like this lace that we used. I will list anything else I definitely use for you guys, you know, to help you out. Like we have this for sale still. So a couple of these things I'm using today, I will definitely list so that you can find easily and not have to worry. This one, I think we're going to ink with green. Do I have green? I do have green. But we're going to put lace on that, so I actually cannot get ahead of myself. I will do that, won't I? Now I can either do the lace that matches, which might make it a nice set. We won't see it as much, or I'm going to take parts of it. I did not grab all my laces. I don't want to go white per se. I have plenty of white lace. I have different types of white lace, but I don't want to go too heavy either. So I just want that lightness that will help cover it. So I have a little bit of green there. Okay, this. So we definitely need to ink this. I want to make sure we have some dimension. I think it's sort of bow tie-ish would be sort of cute. Sorry, not quite. So, yes. So what are we doing this weekend? What are you guys doing this weekend? Are we crafting? Are we hanging out with family? Are you catching this in between events? Right? Today is practice for one and chores for me, and what are we doing? Oh, lawn and stuff. Yeah, we gotta do the lawns again. Gosh darn them. How dare they keep growing? That's a good thing. It'd be really bad. I mean, it's doing okay. I have a few spots that are tusty every summer. No matter how hard I try, they just don't seem to get enough water, or it's how windy it is and the direction of the wind, how it dries out certain spots in my grass. But it does grow. So for a while there, it was a little temperamental. I was like, oh, so I don't know which way. These are definitely a straight down direct option, like viewing. So it's always interesting. I'm always trying to figure out, like, well, how would I want to look at that? Okay, so I was thinking sort of like a bow tie. I don't know whether to do those at an angle, maybe. Right where these indents are right here, these guys right here, is probably where I'm going to, cover. So sort of an equal amount of this sticking out. Did I put that backwards? No, it just doesn't look there's anything on it. It's amazing how you'd ink something, you swear the same, and then you go to look at it and you're like, I don't notice that. Why can't I find the darkness? There we go. Okay, so we can do it at an angle. Helps hide the black that's still printed on the inside of the thing. It's a little off center. It's not quite middle of the page here. That's a little closer. I got that. Here the pumpkins up there. I know I'll do little gold lines like you would see the indents in a bow. But I feel like, I keep thinking I have glue on my finger and I don't. It's the stickers. Oh yeah, see, they don't look anything like fall though, right? They're very pink and white, but so is my nails. I got some gold right now, but I don't know. We'll have to see how things are going. A few spots I'm a little questionable right now, but still using these gel builders to see how long they last. So we'll see. I feel like things in threes to apply. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we need a fifth thing, an odd number type thing to balance this out. But I don't want it to get too bulky because yes, I'm going to decorate these with the stickle, but that's not the same as a fifth element. I don't think. No. My fifth element would be gold. Where is it? So unless I'll do a line of it, or whether I do little dots of it. Let's see. So I can either single line out from the edge. Well, instead of stickles, I could stickle in here, but I could do 1, 2, and 3, a dot, a dot, a dot on each one of these. Would decorate it, but I don't know if that's really a fifth item. I know it's something with a little bit of dimension. It does help that. It gives us another thing. I could do white stickles and gold stickles in pumpkin just to give it some more glam. Don't want to get too glammy with this. It is still pretty neutral. It's still very down-to-earth pumpkin, wildflowers type deal. Or I just do like 5 out in each direction from this. Maybe 1 low, 1 high, or 7 out on each one. Maybe we'll do it that way. Oh my gosh, decisions, right? And until you do it, you don't know. I could add the green in there. I do have the green, but which is just another well, if I'm going to put stickles on this, I could put green on this and gold out there. Yeah, okay. Right, let's just not, that was the whole point of the other day, was to, what was the word? It was to not overthink it when I was trying to decorate the journal cards. Which, guys, that is still nowhere near done. That altar book takes forever. I work on it, and then I just can't seem to get back to it. And, oh, my goodness. Oh, that's another problem. I just realized I was not using, so I kept looking at it funny, the same side of the textured cardstock. So that's why it took so differently. That's why I couldn't tell why one side looked heavily inked and the other side did not, because this has more texture, so it's picking up more color, when the other side is flatter, smoother, and so it took more and needed to put more ink on it to have the same feel. Well, who knew, right? And to be on the safe side, you ink everything because you never know what's going to poke through. All right, let's just redo this real quick. Okay, well, I'm so glad I caught that. So the texture will help a little. That I'm glad I caught that when I was gluing it down. I went, there's something wrong with this. We're going to go a little bit more horizontal with that. Let's just, yeah, go down the middle of this too so that I can work it. I'll try not to go over an hour today. Haha, I keep saying that and I keep hitting with that hour and 2, hour and 5, hour and 10. I think we went hour and 15 2 weeks ago. Like, geez. But when you're crafting, you hate to stop because you know getting back to it is almost impossible sometimes. As I'm finding out with the altar book. I mean, I had to put everything aside to get this out and I have everything in the world out right now. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Because, yeah, we're at 42. So maybe we're only going to get one decorated with all the pieces. But you'll see then with the other, same concept, slightly different idea. We'll do, we're going to do slightly different in the sense of we're going to put mesh and paper and stuff on the other one, when this one is lace and paper and bling. So we'll find different ways to decorate each pocket without getting too bulky, though. I mean, I love the bulk, and that's what the rings are helpful for, but then it does make it a little hard. You have to make sure you definitely open it and it's on the left hand side and hope that we aren't dealing with super bulky elements in the page prior, so that we are not having super difficult writing on these pages. Here I'm like, oh, we need to write on them, and then if I get too bulky page to page, we aren't going to be able to, and we don't want to do that. All right, let's get these where I need to put them as quickly as I can. Yeah, it's supposed to be a little, not too bad this weekend. But like I was saying, so our weekend is, projects and crafts and, or not crafts. I don't know if I get to, hopefully I get to craft a little bit today. But tomorrow we have what we call the Renaissance Fair. And there's a group that comes out to what we're considered North California. I don't know, it depends who you talk to. Some people consider us South SoCal. when we're not. We're the northern end of Central California. We are the the southern tip of NorCal, but we are nowhere near Southern California. Southern California is still like I feel like it's still 4 to 6 hours away to even get to the northern end of that. So I used to live in Central California for a while. And that I know for sure where Central California is, but we're definitely 3 hours north of that. So like I said, we're the northern end of Central, we're the southern end of Northern, but nowhere near South California. Southern SoCal, as we call it. So, and so yeah. Anyway, but our Northern Californian Renaissance Fair, there's a group that comes through these areas, and they always show up about mid-September through mid-October. And I guess I like that. And I think maybe I do a little bit of stickle off of these points. I think it'll just help it. Now, whether or not I want to add anything else is going to be up for debate, isn't it? I'm really not so sure, guys. I'm going to make a mess out of this watch and then not sure if I want to keep it. Oh, sorry, this got all bunchy. Got to spread it out. So anyway, that's our goal tomorrow. The youngest one has her drama group, her drama club classmates want to go because it's opening weekend, and my oldest, of course, always loves this event, or she likes the idea of it. It's been quite a few years since we've been here, been to one. So I'm hoping it's good weather. It's still supposed to be about mid-80s, so we'll see if it makes for a nice day or whether it's going to make for a warm day. Or low 80s. I know low 80s. I know we're going to get back into the low to mid 80s again in the next week. So I'm like, starting today, I think, and working our way through that. I'm like, no. I was content with 72. We even got a smidge of what's the word? Smidge of sprinkles. Yeah, we actually woke up 2 mornings in a row to a little bit of wetness, so that was great. Oh, I was like, what was I looking for? I need my stickles, which are not on my table anymore. I put them all away when I had to clean up to put the, to get stuff down. It's the wrong green. I really wish there was a sage green. I really wish we had a sage green. Because that would be great. Now, I can do the gold in there. I can do orange in there. Yeah, I thought we need to do something. Let's see what we can do with those two. Right, and of course I'll do it and I'll have to put it aside to dry, but that's okay. But I need to see, like, if we do this and that, I need to see, like, where, oops, there we go. We're gonna do a little drawing. So hopefully that's what we're gonna do tomorrow. It's opening weekend, so it's a little less expensive. It's always a plus. Always a plus when we don't have to spend too much money. Not anything's cheap these days, girls. Let's go here. And I'm like, do you know what that costs? I went, oh, yeah. I always want to bring a friend, and it's like, well, just do the bottom. I feel like we need to even it out. Let's do a little on the top here. Well, that's a lot. Oops. Well, there we go. We'll make it work. I feel like we need a little here and there. Yeah, it's not precision, that's for sure. There we go. We'll do them a little different. We'll do these up here, and then we'll do those down below. So let's try that. And I think I'm going to do the rose gold, sort of an orange color, on these guys. Let's see what happens. So I'm thinking they're going to be reverse. They're going to go out here. Now this is a textured cardstock, so it may or may not ever, what's the word, soak in. I might have to dab at it at some point. Don't like that at all. I need don't really care for that. Did not do what I wanted to do. Not really. I can drag it in more an angle back towards the middle. Try to wipe it off, which does come off pretty easily. I need a Q-tip is what I need, and that's the one thing I do not have. I don't even have a piece of cloth in here, do I? Well, like, do I have a piece of cloth? Do I have anything to soak that up carefully? Oh, sponge. Oh, what did I do with it? Oh, no. I had a piece of black sponge work, which, yeah. Okay, clean sponge. Right, can we take any longer to do something, right? Yeah, I'm like, Yeah, I don't care for the lines because I'm not enhancing something that's already there. I am simply just trying to create something. So I don't think I care for that. So we're just going to try to squish at it, which gives it texture. So let's do this. We're going to change up our process a little bit. We're going to sponge over here on the glitter right before, and then I can just put the dots in the same spot. Not really the look I was going for. Sort of a bummer there. But what are you going to do? You have to go with what you got. You have to make it work, right? You just have to make it work. So I've been watching new and old shows, watching old shows by myself and some old shows with my oldest. She's like, am I old enough to watch that? Yeah, you can come watch that with me. If you don't like it, we can skip it, you know? We have a very morbid, sort of dark, morbid side. So, I'm watching Game of Thrones. I'm not watching that with my girls. Even though when it's old enough, I'm like, yeah, it's alright. But I'm watching Witcher with the oldest. And maybe Sandman. Sandman's okay. We sort of watched it the first time second season came out. So we're rewatching the first season to see what we think before we go into the second season. So there's that. It's nice to know, like, you have technically an adult-ish to watch stuff with. So, that's sort of been nice. So we've been rewatching stuff. We're about to probably start a Gilmore again. Anybody out there new and old that understands that? Fall comes and it's Gilmore season. It's not just pumpkin spice latte season, it's Gilmore season. It takes you all year to watch it. It takes you all summer, or it takes you all fall into winter. And you go into spring a little bit with it, and then you're done, and then you go on to the next thing. And I don't know, we watched it for the first time with my youngest last year. Because I was like, okay, you need some positive, upbeat, girly stuff. Let's try for something different to watch for once. And she didn't mind. More times than not, I think there's times where she'd be really tired, she'd fall asleep. It was so calm and so peaceful and so, for the most part, upbeat. Upbeat girly, that she would fall asleep to it. I was like, well, that's fine. It means it's, calming for her. I'll take it. If it's calming or boring, I don't know. But she would, some evenings she would marathon a little and she'd go to sleep. And I'm like, all right, well, you slept, which was sort of hard for her sometimes last year. So I'm like, not this year. Well, she's getting used to it a little bit. She's still pretty tired at times. So she crashes pretty quickly, but when you can't get to sleep, you can't get to bed till 10:30 because, well, practice and all that is still going on late. Yeah, it's easy to crash when you get home because, well, it's already late. So, all right, not exactly what I was hoping for. A little bit more blingy than I was expecting. That's okay. I mean, I still feel like we need to do something here, but I don't think I want to add more bling. So I need to find something else to border it. I don't know if paper is the option. I know I'm debating on the paper side, on the other side. So we'll see. But yes, so I'm doing Witcher and Game of Thrones and Sandman, and then we'll be doing Gilmore Girls, and we're still doing Friends when we have nothing. Really, just want a quick moment together. We're watching Friends. So anybody have something? I mean, I watched Sullivan's Crossing. I've watched something else, but they're done. Like, I'm waiting for the new season already, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a while. So I'm really bummed. So I mean, this was gonna go on the other side to help break it up. But that's gonna be orange on orange, so that isn't gonna work. But it could work here. I just don't know if it's too papery. But it's like we have lace, we have paper, we have glitter, we have corrugated. I feel like we need something else more texture based, actual outside the realm. Ooh, well, I mean, I have green sage. I have the green. Hold on, let me find it. There it is. It's in my hands. I mean, I could do wavy strips of this, but I think it's just more white. You really don't see the green. You would just see the white on. Sorry, let's go like this. I mean, really, in my light, I can barely see the green. It's mostly a white dab, so it's not thick enough. I do have green, but I think it's a wrong green. It's a weird between sage and spring. And hold on, let me find it in my mesh for my other side. The mess on the other side. Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah, no. I think it's too, yeah, I don't think it's just another, it's almost not a good thing because, yeah, it's a little bit more spring green than sage green, and we already have two things of green, so I feel like it needs to be orange or a darker, I don't know, beige, because, I mean, yeah, I could add more, I could add something like this if we really wanted just texture, which does blend in, though, so I feel like we need a color. I have, hold on, one other thing. Yeah, that's just more beige on beige. I feel we need a color to help pull that out and across. Personally, that's just me. This is what I'm thinking. I could, what if we wanted something, right? So what if I cut it where I had just right. You have to cut it just right. But I had, I'll cut it even right down the middle. And we could have it go out both ends. We could do leaves, half a leaf, both directions. Ooh, do I have a darker orange? I'm like, wait a minute. Gotta love maple leaves and whatnot. They are, especially when we create them. They are definitely, uniformed or symmetrical. So I can cut right down the middle, have it going both ways. That might help. And I could do yellow, which would give me a third color. Now that is really big. It definitely goes from one end to the next. This is going to be to trim off the edges a little bit like we've done before. That could be both yellow and orange, so it pulls from these colors, but not being exactly matchable. Ooh, but we may want to hold those for the next layer too. Let's do that. That gives us another concept. It gives us another texture. We've got this polyester, nylon. We've got lace. We've got corrugated. We've got paper. We've got some bling, and we've got glitter. So I think that's going to work. Now, I think I'm going to do this because it is the edges of a maple leaf and all that have what they have. So I think I'm going to try to go right down the middle with the shears so that we have some more ripples. Good enough, right? Okay, so that is there. So I even had it backwards. So, I mean, upside down. I didn't even see all the pretty things. Oh, there we go. All right, see? I just had to keep looking. I have a pile of things over here. I was looking at the doilies, and I'm like, well, no, we already did doilies, so, we've got doilies on the other two sides, so let's not keep doing doilies. But if I had to, but that would need more paper, and I didn't want more paper. I wanted more texture. I wanted something different. I wanted a texture. I call it texture when we're dealing with different types of fabrics and materials. It's a type of texture, some kind of texture for the mix. It's in the shop too. It's lace and applique trims, or it's a texture in fabrics, because I feel like burlap and nylons and certain things aren't really lace, and they're not since they're not really lace and they're not an applique, that we do have it's a different material. So okay, so this is going to go all the way over though, because if I don't, I think we could tell it's definitely off. It's not even. And if I put it way over here, but this can be a lot easier to puncture through than the corrugated. So we're gonna let that happen. That's okay. It's okay that it goes over. I'm all right with it. It's no different than our doily on the other page. Our doilies on the other pages are going to go over a little bit into this. So why wouldn't this one, right? It's okay. But that's there. So if I had to do a third hole, 1, 2, and 3, this will go through easily. Like I can get a grommet through that, a hole easily, and a grommet through it, and not have the grommet be imposed, because there's no way. The grommet wouldn't go through this and still close on the back side. So, okay, there's that. Well, that's very fun and different, right? Very interesting pocket, very different. Getting it all pushed down. How much time do I have? I don't. Nope, 59 minutes. Ugh, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, I will do what I need to do. Tweak it, play with it, whatever. We are going to cover some of the stars with some lace. We're going to put this on top, ink it, whatever, and we'll get it in here. Oh, yeah, see, speaking of the devil, I gotta go. But this is our pocket here. This is our journal card. It's a reading list book, and bookmark, and we get to have to enjoy that too. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I know the whole time just to do that. Why not, right? But we have these wonderful pages. We're going to have these lovely pockets, right? We got side pockets with writing space. We got bottom pockets with writing space. We'll have 4 of them with 4 large journal cards in them that'll be tabbed. So if you see me again, it may be when we work on the actual large journal cards. We'll see how I come up with those. That'll be probably the next video that I will work on, so that you guys can see that kind of progress. But everything else I will do on my own. Decorate these things, decorate the other pocket, get this one started, all that jazz. So I'll come to you with a new part of this whole ordeal, and I hope you enjoyed our corrugated, ruffled, scalloped, long pocket, right? You could go sideways as a tuck. You could go this way as a horizontal. This actually would have been really cute as a tuck on a certain page. Same ordeal, nothing different, right? Decorate it up, put it in, tuck it in, and away you go. So love you all very, very much. Hope to talk to you all next week as we continue on with a little more autumn before I go start another Christmas project. Why not? We're going to go back and forth. So love you all very much and talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.